If you have to be in the office every day for your business to run, then you don't own a business, you own a job. Now, I want you to think about this. What happens if you take 30 days off? Will your brokerage still operate or will everything collapse the moment you step away? Most brokers think that working harder will solve their problems, but in reality, working harder is what's keeping you stuck. You're doing everything: recruiting, training, closing deals, managing agents, and trying to grow at the same time. The harder you work, the more your business depends on you, and that's the problem. By the end of this video, I'm going to show you the exact framework top brokers use to remove themselves as the bottleneck and build a business that grows without them micromanaging every detail. I'll break it down into 3 simple steps so that instead of being the hardest working person in your brokerage, you become the actual business owner. If you're ready to stop grinding and start scaling, smash that button and let me know in the comments what's the number one thing in your business that still depends on you. Most brokers don't run a business, they run an agent babysitting service. They're recruiting, training, handling marketing, following up with leads, and even closing deals themselves just to keep the brokerage afloat. And the worst part, the moment they step away, everything falls apart. Let me ask you this. What happens if you don't personally recruit? Agents stop joining, right? What happens if you don't personally train your agents? They don't produce, or if they do, they never reach their full potential. What happens if you don't manually follow up on leads? Deals are lost. And if you don't show up at the office, nothing gets done. This is the biggest reason brokers burn out. They think that they're building a business, but they're actually just creating a high paying, high stress job for themselves. But here's the good news. You don't have to stay stuck in this cycle. There is a way to scale your brokerage without being involved in every little detail. Let me show you how. The brokers who scale successfully follow a simple 3-step framework: leverage, expand, and automate. Step 1, leverage your knowledge. Build a system, not a job. Most brokers keep everything in their head, so they have to personally train every agent, answer every question, and instead, you should create a brokerage playbook, a step-by-step system that documents everything: recruiting, onboarding, training, lead generation, and conversion. Instead of spending hours training agents one by one, you create recorded video modules and AI-driven automation that guide them through every step. Now, when a new agent joins, they get trained automatically. They follow a structured process that doesn't require you to hold their hand every step of the way. Step 2, expand your team. Recruit, train, and retain without manual effort. Most brokers recruit based on volume, not quality, and then spend all their time trying to fix bad hires. Instead, install an automated recruiting and onboarding system so only serious, high quality agents join your brokerage. With AI driven qualification and onboarding, every agent follows a structured plan to success without you personally walking them through every step. This means your team gets stronger, your best agents stay longer, and you don't waste time training people who are never going to succeed in the first place. Step 3, automate and scale. Use AI systems to remove yourself from daily operations. Most brokers waste hours on manual lead follow ups, marketing, and agent management, things that should be automated. AI and automation can handle lead nurturing, agent follow ups, and training so you focus on growth instead of putting out fires all day. Instead of chasing cold leads, an AI powered CRM follows up automatically, warming leads up until they are ready for an agent to close. Instead of manually checking in with every agent, your systems track progress and alert you only when intervention is needed. When you automate and scale, your brokerage finally becomes a real business, one that runs without you having to be involved in every single detail. Let me tell you about a broker we work with, and I'll call him Mark. Mark was closing deals himself, micromanaging every agent, and working 70-hour weeks. His business depended entirely on him. He was stuck in the same cycle every day, recruiting, training, following up on leads, and even jumping in to close deals himself just to keep revenue coming in. If Mark stepped away, his business would grind to a halt, and he knew something had to change. So he implemented our system. He documented his processes. He automated onboarding and set up an AI-driven lead conversion system. Within 6 months, his agents were closing deals without him, and he finally stepped out of production. Now Mark's brokerage runs without him being involved in every deal. Instead of managing day-to-day operations, he spends his time scaling, growing his revenue streams, and focusing on the long-term vision of his business. The difference is simple. Mark stopped being the bottleneck. His business is now truly a business, not a job. If you are stuck in the day-to-day grind, remember this. You are the bottleneck in your business, but you don't have to be. If you install the right systems, your brokerage will grow without relying on you to do everything manually. So here's my question for you. What's the number one thing in your business that you are still doing manually that you need to systemize? Drop it in the comments below. And if you want a step-by-step roadmap to remove yourself as the bottleneck and install these systems in your brokerage, click the link in the description below to grab our free strategy call. Let's build you a business that runs without you.